Okay, when we're talking about dice, this is on the next page, and it's on page 7. Okay, we're talking about a sample. We need to do a sample space of rolling 2 dice. Okay, we're taking these dice and we're rolling them twice. Okay, so on your sheet you can see that we have a bunch of things. The odds are 1. You can get a 1 and a 1. You can get a 1 and a 2. You can get a 1 and a 3. A 1 and a 4. A 1 and a 5. Sorry, I wrote 4 again. 1 and a 5. 1 and a 6. So these are odds. I could roll a 1 the first time and then a 1 again. Or I could roll 2 again. Or the second time. Or a 3. So on and so forth. Okay? Then I could also roll a 2 and then a 1. A 2 and then a 2. A 2 and a 3. A 2 and a 4. A 2 and a 5. A 2 and a 6. I could roll a 3 and a 1, a 3 and a 2, a 3 and a 3, a 3 and a 4, a 3 and a 5, a 3 and a 6, a 4 and a 1, a 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 3, a 4 and a 4, a 4 and a 5, a 4 and a 6, a 5 and a 1, a 5 and a 2, a 5 and a 3, 5 and a 4, 5 and a 5, 5 and a 6, a 6 and a 1, a 6 and a 2, 6 and a 3, 6 and a 4, 6 and a 5, a 6 and a 6. So those are all the outcomes of what I could roll. I roll a 1 the first time, then I roll again and I get a 1. Well, then I could roll a 1, but I could also roll a 2 the next time. So these are all the outcomes that could happen. What it wants to know is, what's the probability of rolling a double? Okay? So you have to look at all the spots that have the same number. 1, 1, that's a double. 2, 2, that's a double. 3, 3, that's a double. 4, 4, that's a double. 5, 5, that's a double. 6, 6, that's a double. Those are the only places they're going to appear here. Okay? So we have 6 opportunities, but there are 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 36. 6 can go into 36. 6 times, 1/6. There's 1 every 6 times you could roll a double. What's the probability of a sum that is equal to 12? Okay, so the sum has got to add up to 12. Well, none of those are gonna. 2, 6 is 8. Not gonna make it. 3, 9. 4, 10. 5, 6 is 11, 10, 9, going down. 12 is right there. Only 1 opportunity, 6, 6. So 1 out of 36.